I'm Erica, also known as E.MoniQue, and this is my real life. Hang out with me as I side-eye the ups and stumble through the downs. Watch as I turn my tiny piece of the Arizona desert into a tropical oasis. Fight to beat infertility and figure out where I fit as an artist in this crazy creative world. All while awkwardly discovering my authentic self. I'll be talking out loud about the things I wish someone would have said a while ago and sorting through what I wish I didn't know. Who knows? Maybe you can relate, as I often ask myself. The way that I'm feeling on this Monday morning is so uncomfortable. Like, I'm so uncomfortable in my own skin today. I don't want to be here. Everything is irritating the out of me. What I'm about to say is like chaotic, but that's just because my anxiety is like sky fucking high. I want to cut my hair again. I would just want to shave it and be done with it. I want to go on vacation, but I also don't want to go on vacation. Hold on. All right, well, it is now lunchtime, and my freak out earlier this morning was interrupted by somebody not waking up with the intent to do their job this Monday morning, so I had to cut that super short. Nonetheless, I still feel fucking wild right now. Like, I am definitely having a spiral day. And it's not out of nowhere. This has been building up since... When did I talk to her last? What's today? Monday. Tuesday? Did I talk to her on Tuesday? I think so. This has been building up since I last talked to Jackie. And it was either last week. It was most likely last week, like on Tuesday. And I could feel like it was just building up. I've got a lot on my mind. And I have been struggling to keep it all organized. And so I'm not sure how good of a job I've been doing with like letting it out a little at a time during my last couple of sessions. I don't know how well I've done in like scratching the surface of like what has been overwhelming me, right? And so now I have changed my schedule to back to what I normally do, which is every other week versus weekly. It's been 6 months of weekly, and again, like I said before, I switched it weekly because I just anticipated a lot of shit happening when I changed it. It's been 6 months, shit has happened, but I'm out of freaking medical money. I've been not only paying for this once a week to just, nurture myself. And honestly, I'm not saying that was a mistake. I definitely needed it despite which route shit had shifted, right? So I changed it up because I thought I was going to be pregnant and I was going to need to mentally and emotionally prepare for this change that is my entire being and my body and everything. I was just anticipating that, and it didn't happen. Nonetheless, I still needed her for to like help me through the miscarriage and help me through like the unknowns that would pop up surrounding just everything. But I'm out of medical money. I've been paying for her, and I've been paying down some other medical bills, and now my account for medical money is exhausted. So I needed to cut her back to in half. And I was trying not to freak out about that, because it's like, again, therapy is not something that you depend on. You lean on it a bit and use it as a tool to help you work through whatever going on, but that should not be your dependency. You should be able to rely on yourself to figure out the arrangement to get through whatever you're going through, right? So I was trying not to panic about the change that is now, because I wouldn't have her to talk to every week about shit that happens every other day. It's back to every other week. And as soon as I make that change, then a bunch of shit starts boiling up. You know what I mean? Like causing additional anxiety around a change that it's like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. And I'm telling myself this every day. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. You have the tools to work it out. Use the fucking tools, right? Because this is not new. Like, it's new situations, but it's the same shit that you've been working on for the past year or longer. I've been with Jackie for a few years now, and it's like I have the same core issues. My anxiety is wild. I don't follow red flags. I have boundary issues. I'm an avoidant person. All the things. It's not new. So work it out. What have we learned? Work it out. And now I'm feeling immense overwhelm, because this entire time I've been avoiding everything. And now shit is coming to close to hitting the fan, and I'm freaking out. I'm panicking. Let me give you Exhibit A. This is that frozen feeling that I've been talking about, where it's like nothing was wrong. Like if I was a meme, it'd be nothing, nobody, and then me panicking about something that didn't have to happen. Like it did not have to come to this. Like I can't even say it out loud because it's so personal, but I have been avoiding major things unnecessarily. Like I have the means to take care of it, but I just don't. It's like I'm afraid to even, like I won't even address it. I can, like I'm fine, I can, but I just don't. And then after not addressing it, I have an actual problem, and it's just so unnecessary, and it's frustrating, and it makes me think what's wrong with me all the time. But it's like, girl, this is just like a shining light on you. You have to actively all the time work through, like you just have to be intentional about working through your anxiety. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. I know that was vague as that's Exhibit A. Exhibit B. There has been too much time between the miscarriage in January and to now. Too much time. Like I'm now freaking the out because I don't know when I'm going to start or how, and I've been saying this like every day since. But it's like the more time that passes, the harder it is for me to imagine how I'm going to start. And the more that I can't see the starting line, the more I start freaking out about I'm losing time. Like I won't be able to, like I just genuinely feel like I don't even know if I can start this year, which means that's an entire year wasted. And I'm going to try not to rile myself up as I express to you what the going on in my head and my heart. But that would have been an entire year wasted not retrieving any eggs, not trying. And that scares the me because every day matters. Every day matters. I'm not getting any younger. I'm literally getting older, and the shit is literally getting worse. And now that months have passed and like it's just quiet as down here, I'm starting to lose my shit. Furthermore, and connected. While at the beginning of the year, I felt like I really needed a vacation, I wanted nothing more than for someone to come swing me up, pick me up, and take me away on some vacation out of the country to, like, I just needed to get out of here. So I was initially excited about this trip that is happening at the end of the year. I was. The more time passes, the more I cringe. Anytime like the trip is spoken about, I cringe and I regret signing up for this. And I know that sounds wild, like who regrets going on vacation? But this vacation is costing me money from my goal, and it's costing me time from my goal. And I'm starting to resent it a little bit. I'm starting to resent my decision to go on this trip. And like the planning of it all year has like taken away. Like I don't want to go. Like I want to go. I really want to go, and I probably need to go, but I don't want to anymore because it's just costing me so much away from like me like trying to conceive, and I that feeling. I'm no longer excited. And I can't tell the people that I'm going on the trip with because like what the oh gosh. Oh my I feel ill. Like I just don't want to do it. I would rather take my time and money and not do this. And that sucks for me because I deserve a vacation and I deserve to go and have fun. I have turned into that person who actually doesn't give a and not because I don't care about the person, because it's like there's so much other shit out there. Just like figure it the out, like one step at a time. And so like specifically with my boss, they come in like all down and out and stressed and like wanting to share, and I'm not asking, and I'm just kind of like not scratching that at all, because it's like I have my own stuff that I'm worried about. And to be honest, it sounds like what you're going through is self-induced and you asked for this, and like all the things. I'm like projecting how I feel about myself onto my boss. And it's not just them. I feel like it can be in other situations too. But I just like, and the only advice that I have to offer when people talk to me about stuff that seems so insignificant and self-inflicted is, oh, well, all you can do is what you can do, one thing at a time, one step at a time, like just figure it out. All the things that I actually believe when I say to that person, like, here I am panicking about everything right now, and like I'm not following those simple rules. Bitch, write a list of all the things that's freaking you out and take care of each one. Just do it. But again, for me, it's like that frozen feeling where I know exactly what to do. All I have to is do it, but I don't because I'm frozen. I just can't. I don't know what that is, but that's where I'm at right now. So I'm like kind of frustrated with myself because I'm telling the same people, like telling people, hey, just don't stress out about it. Just all you can do is one thing at a time, but you have to start, and maybe stop signing up for new shit and all the things. But I'm like not taking that advice myself. It seems so easy on the outside looking in, but like when you're in it, it's just like, it seems impossible. And it feels like every day is a new thing. And for me, it's self-inflicted because I ignore shit or I avoid it when I'm feeling uncomfortable or when my anxiety is high. It's self-inflicted because I'm the one who signed up for all this shit. I'm the one who signed up for a trip. I'm the one who signed up to like continue to be a biological parent. Like what? I'm the one who decide. Okay, here's the other thing, right? And please do not say anything. I mean, you don't say anything anyways. You don't comment, you don't whatever. I was talking about before in the last video, I was talking about like red flags and weird shit happening. And I was talking about a different person. So what I'm about to say, I mean, I was kind of talking about a different person, but this is the other person that is also being weird as which really is not surprising considering. But it save your judgment. I think it's no secret that I have been communicating more and more with my past, someone from my past. And I thought that that would be safe because I would be exercising what I know nows and utilizing my resources and practicing self-control and setting boundaries and sticking to them and just showing up as my most authentic self and not being so easily charmed and all the things, right? My intent was to, after, a couple of conversations, meetups, my intent was to find out if, the past love of your life can be redeemed, and if people can actually change, and if friendships are possible, and if relationships can get back on track, like all the things. Like I wanted to find out about that, right? So that's my intent for allowing myself to communicate more. It's been 2 years, and I was just really hoping and praying for some sort of progress. Have I felt that? No. Have I seen that? No. I've heard it by way of said person's mouth, but at this point, it takes more than being told that a person has changed. It takes I have to see it. I have to feel it. And to be honest, I haven't felt that. I haven't. So enter dumbass for ignoring the biggest red flag, is expecting and needing and wanting the change and not witnessing it at all. Yet I continue to communicate and I'm looking for it. And it's like, this is my problem, that I'm always hoping and wishing for something to change and it's just not gonna change. And then while I'm waiting and holding my breath, I'm losing consciousness because shit is happening and I'm allowing it. And I'm like right back in the same position. And I'm like questioning what, but it's my own fault because I'm the one who's waiting for magic to happen before my eyes, and it's just not gonna happen. That has been bothering me for the past, how long has it been? A little over a week. I just feel like you can do whatever the you want, but I feel like it is wild to sit there and try to convince someone that you have changed, that you are ready, that you want to explore, that you want to find out about X, Y, and Z, that you can handle it, blah, blah, blah. And then in the next few days, totally withdraw and basically verbalize that you're about to withdraw. And you just disappear. Like, what is happening? Communication. What is going on? I find that weird as And what did I say? If it's weird as it's because it's so far out of alignment, it's not working. It's not working for you. It's not. When you have to sit there and wonder what the happened, that's a red flag. I need to follow it because something is not right. And I've always known with this particular person, when something doesn't feel right, it's because it's not I'm mostly mad at myself because I knew this was going to happen. I have had off and on almost 6 years of experience, and I've not seen anything different. So that's really upsetting. And I'm trying to get my mind off of it, but I can't. And it's like the more I think about it, the more that it starts to consume me. And I have other things to be consumed by. What a action. It's so upsetting. And it's like the biggest thing is, while I have my part to play, there's another part that needs to be played. It's not just my fault for allowing this to happen. There is the person who keeps doing this shit. And so it's like, when I say I shouldn't have to X, Y, and Z, I shouldn't have to, then it's like, oh, well, you can't expect people to be like you, think like you, act like you, move like you. And it's like, that is like releasing that other person from accountability. Be accountable with the shit that you're fucking doing. You need to be accountable for that. It's not fair. All right, it got a little spicy in here. The sun is not out. It is a little bit overcast. And so it's only 96 degrees. But I don't know. I thought that it was going to be cooler. It felt cool when I came out of the office. The sun wasn't out. There is no breeze though, and it's humid. So it got hot and I had to turn the car on. So hopefully you can hear me. But the last thing I'm going to say about this is, it's just, Like, to add on to the rest of the heartbreak, it's just difficult as fuck to go from absolutely trusting 100%, being madly in love with someone, to what I'm feeling now, to not trusting a damn thing that they say, because what they say doesn't match up with what they do, and they lead like your experience with that person is led by what they do, and it's so sad to go from there to here, despite how the relationship could have improved and needed to improve and be worked on and all that stuff. It's still really, really sad to go from there to here. And for me, I'm sad for myself because I'm desperately trying to get that person back. I'm desperately trying to like hold on to the hope of like something new but beautiful, like something amazing comes out of this. I'm like holding on for dear life to that, and they're like I'm hurting myself because I don't think it's possible. I really don't think it's possible, and that's what's so hurtful. Like, I don't want to accept that that's not possible, and I can right now. God, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not accepting that what I desperately want is not possible. And there's a lot of that shit going on in my life right now. There's that, and then there's like I don't even want to touch the whole IVF thing, because it is possible, because it has happened. So like, that's not the same thing. Anyways, this is what I don't need in my life, is this drama. Like, being in love and like wanting to be with someone shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. So like, if I'm feeling this now, just like talking to a person and just trying to figure out like what could be, if anything, is giving me so much like weirdness. It's just not in alignment, E. It's just not. And I have to come to terms with that. I have to. Jackie told me years ago, during like one of our breakups, it was probably like the second or third breakup, she told me years ago that I needed to make a decision. Basically, shit or get off the pot. Fuck, leave, and leave it. Like, when I leave, go. And never return. Like, let it go, cut it, dead it, or accept that this is the situation and stop complaining about it and just like live in that and see how that feels. And it's like, I wouldn't do either one. Like, I refuse to just like live in it and accept it, the shit that it was. And I also never deaded it. I never made the decision. And I still, to this day, years later, have not made the decision. Either dead it or accept the shit. And I've told a lot of people in my lifetime that they should dead their shit. And I won't even listen to myself. Anyways, moving on. The next thing that is giving me absolute anxiety is they're going to send me an email any day now asking me if I'm going to renew my lease at the apartment or not. And every time this season comes around, I lose my shit. Because, and I wrote out a list of pros and cons. Sorry for the shakiness. I wrote out a list of pros and cons. The cons for my apartment is the cost of living, no parking. What else was a con? The cost of rent, no parking. And that was it. Those were my cons. Everything else was a pro. I love where I live. I have a beautiful view. The location of my apartment is right around all the happenings. It's not too far from downtown if I wanted to go kick it. The windows are amazing for me and my plants. Health. It's quiet for the most part. I don't get the smell of smoke from anywhere. I'm on an upper level, so I don't know. It's just quiet. I don't have any issues with anybody. It's close to work. Amazing. Like, I love where I live. The problem is, yet again, it's like whatever decision I make to either stay or move is going to hurt me. Either way I slice it, my decision is going to hurt me in some way. For example, if I decide to stay and sign another lease, I am going to continue to be worn thin financially, when the goal is to eventually level up and level out to something better. I won't say that I will never be able to, but it's going to take me years and years and years and years and years to level up, as long as I'm paying this high ass rent. Okay? If I choose to move, there's so many things that could be okay? Hear me out. I know I have a problem with the coulds and the ifs. If I move into a cheaper place, it is going to be trash. I'm telling you. If I move into something cheaper, it is going to be trash, and I'm going to be wildly unhappy. Wildly unhappy. I've experienced this. The market here is average rent, and they're calling basic living luxury. Now, I would say that where I live is considered luxury based on like the location. Like, I know I'm paying a lot of money for the location of my apartment itself and where my community is. I know that. But as far as like amenities and upgrades and all that shit, what they are considering luxury is standard living. There's nothing luxurious about it. It's standard for 2024. So if I were to find a place that's willing to offer me cheaper rent, it's for a reason. Not just that the amenities suck. There are no upgrades or renovations or remodels or whatever. There's probably no light. The location is probably dangerous and nasty. The walls are probably thin. There's probably bugs. I'm telling you, like, if I could bet money on what I'm saying right now, I would. I'm telling you, I'm not being dramatic, okay? There's that. If I were to move back home, I would be able to eventually come out on top financially. I would work my damnedest to get there sooner rather than later, because this is it would be a super temporary time. But the way that my life is set up and the way that home is set up, they don't go together. It is like oil and water. There is no room for me as water in oil's home. There's no space for me. And I say that like literally and like metaphorically. Not metaphorically. Literally and what's the other shit? What's the opposite of literal? Why am I drawing a blank? Facetiously? No, that's not it. Literally? Figuratively. Literally and figuratively, there's no room for me back home. And I don't want to go there, and it would not make me happy. And I know that's wild to say about your home, but it's like, there's so much there. There's so much there. Like, I love them. I do. With all my heart. And they love me with all their hearts. But it's just not, won't, like, it won't work. It won't work. It won't work. I need Jackie. Because, like, there's some, like, yeah, I need to talk to her. And I don't get to talk to her until next week. Yeah, I don't get to talk to her till next week. But, there are some details that I need to work through with someone, and the only person that's safe is her. Something else that's, like, discouraged me as of yesterday, like, there is a new girl in our infertility girl group. We're supposed to be meeting up in a little while for another round of, like, let's sit around and swap ideas, tips, tricks, science, and, like, maybe cry about it a little bit. We're doing that again, but there's a new girl in the group who, like, I added her to our group, like, on Facebook. And I don't know what made me, but it was just kind of like this awkward thing where, like, I said, well, what's, like, I asked her what her backstory was. And she eventually answered, and the other girls were kind of, like, responding to her or whatever, and I read it. And the other girls responded and also kind of told their backstory. And, like, I don't know, again, I don't know what my reasoning was in particular for asking her or starting this whole thing, but I don't know what I expected, because while the other girls know my backstory, I'm kind of, like, tired of telling it, and I'm getting to be, like, ashamed of my story. And it just doesn't make me feel good to keep sharing how up my situation is as far as, like, my infertility situation. I read everybody else's, I reread it, I rehear it, and I feel like, blah, don't do this. Stop. Ugh. I feel like the biggest failure out of everybody. I know each physical body is different. Each journey is different, but, like, when I hear how awful people feel about their circumstances, and then I say mine, and, like, people just look at me like, again, like I'm a fucking monster, because it's so unbelievable. I hate that. I hate that feeling. That makes me feel alone. That makes me feel like I've reached the line, you know? It's like everybody has a time, and it's like, bitch, you're past your line. Like, why won't you stop? Like, why won't you give up? It makes me feel like a monster. It does. And it's not something that I think about all the time, every day. I don't think about my circumstances every day in that way. But, like, when I come to a situation where I'm, like, talking about my backstory, it really fucks up. It does. It really fucks up. And it did yesterday. There was another infertility therapy call last Wednesday that I missed, and I'm kind of sad about that. They only do it the last Wednesday of every month, so I missed the one for June, and I feel like I could have used it. It was just, Wednesday was such a shit show. I had therapy, and I already wasn't feeling the best, and then everybody was calling me, and which was fine. I needed that. I needed to talk to my people, but I missed out on some things also. And I don't know. I'm feeling, like I said, I'm feeling wild today. I don't know why. I'm on this is maybe the 4th day of, like, reintegrating myself back onto the birth control. And so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. It's probably all of it. It's, like, the reintegration. It's my anxiety is sky high my right now. It's a bunch of stuff. Work is the last place that I want to be right now. Like, I don't necessarily want to stay in the apartment a minute longer. Like, I stayed in all weekend, but I don't want to be at work. Like, I just need to be outside doing stuff, being productive, not thinking about this bullshit. Ugh, I need answers. I wish I had a genie. I really do. I wish I had a genie because I need answers and I need solutions. 3 wishes. Anyways, let me get off here. I need to finish this corner of salad and prepare to make my way back to the office. So I'll hit you back later. The amount of F-bombs I dropped today is astounding. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. Damn it! I got my grapes at work. Damn, that was supposed to be my after work treat and I forgot. Do I also have grapes right in front of me? Yes. It's fine. Save the grapes for tomorrow. Why am I in the freezer? Oh, because I'm getting lumpia and I'm getting, where are my dumplings? Oh. Am I gonna make noodles also? Yeah? Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, I'm gonna make noodles also. Am I gonna use the ramen or am I gonna use stir fry? Ramen! Duh! Hold on. Okay. Don't spill on me. Okay. Got it. All right. I am done. Everything is in the oven and cooking. Which, it's 6 o'clock, 6:30. Thursday. Hold on. All right. How about over here? What was I saying? I don't know what to make of today. I think I need to stop just trying to, like,